W's and L's, a weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. It's on you.
All right. I really think that gambling,
I'd rather you talk about this.
I'm going back there. I'm going back there. Wait till the dubs. Keep
There we go.
going. Back here. Powerball. There he is. Gambling right now. It's not necessarily it is a booming industry,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's something akin to how a lot of economists or a lot of right-wing politicians felt about the stimulus checks, in that it afforded people some extra money to put in the bank, some relief from some of this paycheck to paycheck paying order, some security, some extra security to go out and spend, so that they're not so tied or so married to their day job that it almost feels like slavery, like wage slaving. Like, I have to do this only for the sake of living, of surviving.
Mm-hmm.
When people have that slight slither of little birth, and you've seen that same thing exponentially in other places like Canada or Sweden or the Netherlands or whoever paid their people month over month to stay home. And they didn't like that. They didn't like that extra financial freedom from the working class sector of the economy. Even though it was only one check, for that brief amount of time, you saw savings go up, you saw debt go down, and all it took was one check, right? So now you have the gambling industry. Casinos popping up everywhere. You can gamble on your phone in most states. Sports gambling is legal. You can bet on pretty much anything,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so while there are a lot of evils to gambling, for sure, definitely, especially if you're dealing with some sort of addiction,
Right.
there's also the very real reality of fast cash, and only starts getting taxed at what, $12,000. So you have the potential of increasing your annual income by at least $11,000 before you have to start worrying here of tax-free money. And the only thing you got to do is pick right, playing the game, right? And here we are. Here we are. Just when people start finding a way or start making a way out of their situations, the Powerball in this gentleman's area got up to $340 million. And despite him having the same matching numbers that were pulled, they claim it was a mistake. Now, riddle me this. What mistake can there be when you pull the numbers? You decide what the numbers. I don't know. There's no way for me to know. You pick the numbers. So unless you're saying that the numbers that you posted were a mistake and the winner is still out there, which would also be bullshit, then you're gonna have to run me my cash, fam. I hope he got a good lawyer. I hope he got a good ass lawyer. $340 million, because it's
That's
not just
insane.
this, right? This has been happening to people at casinos a lot lately. They hit the jackpot, dude, the pit boss come down, whoever working the floor, and be like, it was an error. What fuck? It wasn't an error when I was sitting there feeding at 20s. It wasn't an error when this gentleman was probably buying $50 worth of scratch offs since he retired. But it's an error when he wins? Fuck that. Fuck that. Pay that man
Rigged.
his money. Pay
Rigged.
that man his money.
That's insane. Three
Pay
hundred
that
and
man
forty
his
million
money.
dollars. I come to collect, and you want to say it's a
Oh, it's in
mistake?
DC. It's in DC.
It's
Gotcha.
a mistake,
Mhm.
bro. Cut me
Mistake.
my
What the
check.
fuck does that even mean? What do you mean? Yeah, it was a mistake. You let a nigga like me get $340 million. You damn right it was a mistake. Run me my cash.
Bro, cut me my check expeditiously.
What is he talking about? As you can see from the little ditty on the screen there, and from probably has been going viral on your algorithms this weekend. I think this is the first week of Wendy Williams' show on Lifetime, where they're kind of documenting her dementia.
Oh wow, they already have a show for that.
It's on Lifetime.
Damn, I just heard about this, and now
It's
she already
on
has a show.
Lifetime.
Okay,
So yeah, like, this is clips from it on the screen right now.
okay.
And so, like, I really feel a way about this. I don't feel a way about Wendy Williams. Before y'all get in here, y'all tell me what a terrible person she is and all this other stuff, because I know. It is just that I feel like right now, even more so than figures like R. Kelly that have brought it on themselves, this is like the waning moments of this woman's sanity, really, like her cognitive function kind of slipping away in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Viewing it like this for consumption on Lifetime doesn't feel right,
I would agree.
especially when you got clips like this. The clip that's running is talking about how her son them ran up 100K and Wells Fargo froze the account because he just spending $120,000 birthday party, $80,000 for rent. You know what I mean? Like it's outlandish. It's crazy.
100K in Uber Eats orders is nuts.
It's nuts. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, fam. Like, dog, you would spend less than 100K hiring a full-time private chef.
You know?
I would pay. You could pay a private chef 75 to 80K to come to your house and save a whole bunch more money than you just did buying whatever the hell you was buying off of DoorDash.
Be a hell of a lot healthier too.
This feels weird, man. It feels sick. Like Black China was the first clip that I seen. I didn't even know Black China and Wendy Williams was cool. And if it was genuine, then fine, I guess. But like, this feels like the wrong time to be having her in the public light, man. Like, she clearly doesn't have it together, and nor should she. She's suffering from dementia.
Yeah.
So it's honestly just a little weird to view it in this way because this is not how you typically, send your loved ones into the twilight years of their life, when they've lost their cognitive function. You don't really see people doing that
Mm-hmm.
to this degree. Like, yeah, put them in a home or, maybe you don't see them as often, but like putting them on TV so that you can keep cashing in on their likeness while they're, somewhat still sane feels wrong to me.
Especially when Bruce Willis has proven to you that there's probably better ways to do what it is that you're trying to do.
Bruce Willis spammed like 20 movies in 2 years and then went and sat down. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see, obviously, what happens with Chris Hemsworth because he has something of the same
Mm.
same
Yep.
in his genes, but I just don't see this being a route. Like, yeah, get me on reality TV before I start peeing myself. I don't think that shit is cool. So apparently there has been a mass media like layoff spree. Google takes that opportunity to test a few things out. Do we really need these quote unquote news organizations on the internet? Do we really need that to be an openly accessible part of our interwebs? Let's see. Do you know that they had a trial without the news button on the search engine?
What?
They were testing out in light of all of the media layoffs. They were testing out going. I think that actually is in the bookmarks. Amid mass media layoffs, they're going to
Okay.
try and remove the damn button. Now, by the time I went and checked, it was still on there. So this must have been something that already happened and nobody knew about until they wrote an article about it. But like, you want the internet without the news? Like, you want the search engine without the news? Like, without what's currently going on? Like, man, yo, I don't know what's going on, but something's going on in terms of like what our media apparatuses and what's happening right now in the market. That's not a normal thing. And let's just try it without news. You know what I mean? Let's just try to run this thing without letting people know what's actively happening in the world today. Now, let's think about some of the shit that's been going on over the last 2 years, right?
Uh-huh.
Not just the wars, because wars are wars. Wars happen all the time, and you could point to any area of the world at any given moment in history, and we could find a war. That's not out of the ordinary. What else have we been hearing? Whole lot of shit about certain court cases where certain high profile people have had those court documents released with their names all over them, even though we still haven't gotten a certain flight list, right? That would be a more pretty convenient time not to have a news tab. Also, when our US government has all but confirmed that we are in the presence of extraterrestrials. Y'all can call me crazy if y'all want to, but Google, literally, Google, the key, the gateway to my generation's information overload is now trying to provide said information without letting you know what currently is happening, or at least testing the waters to see how mad you'll get.
The
It's just
only
a lot of stuff going on that you would like to keep out of public consumption or public discussion at the moment. So take it for how you will.
The only thing I can think of is that somebody in those, the exec room was thinking like, oh well, the word news has bad connotation to it. But even if somebody did say that,
The word news has bad connotations.
yeah, like I feel like some people, they think about what the news is and they think, oh, like every time I look at the news, it's something negative. Like I don't fuck with the news, right? Regardless, and especially in post Trump fake news era, like I feel like
Okay,
there's a good
I
percentage of
guess
people,
there's maybe some apathy towards the news a little
sure,
bit, maybe.
but even then, even if you get rid of said button, I still need a way to get my news.
Get
Like
like only news. Like I don't want Wikipedia right now. I don't want Google Images or videos or show me where this is on a map. I need to know what happened with this subject in the last 30 days. How else do you that provide that to me without a news app?
I, I got nothing. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, it makes sense if they're
They're
taking
hiding
money from the
something.
right people. Yeah, if you're taking money from the right people, it makes complete sense.
No, that's fair. All right,
Next L I got is going out to Navy Federal Credit Union.
they deserve it.
Oh,
Is
yes, they
it
do.
whatever you're talking about? I don't know anything about, but they just deserve it in general.
So, Navy Federal Credit Union has revealed that they've been denying a lot of black credit applicants or loan applicants. A lot of them. Let's see, at a rate of 52% for African Americans, Latino home applications at a rate of 44%, white applicants at just a rate of 23. These are all denial percentages. 23% of white people, 44% of Latino, 52% of African Americans for Navy Federal Credit Union. Now, I don't know if anybody is familiar with Navy Federal, but it is a credit union, and it's a credit union for vets,
Yep,
for veterans and families of veterans. You know what I mean?
that's insane.
So it's one thing when you're Wells Fargo or your JP Morgan Chase or your who else has been out here taking shit from people. It's one thing when you're those banks and you just have a naturally predatory arc about you. You have a naturally, ooh, let me pillage all the money out the poor neighborhoods and take it off to my rich stakeholders kind of feel to you. You feel like Scrooge McDuck already, but you like to feel like the credit unions that cater specifically to vets are above the board. Those are the ones that us regular, civilians would love to get into. Shit, love to get some Navy Federal credit. Hell yeah, man, let me get in there.
Yeah, no, that's insane. That is
Like damn,
insane.
even the black veterans, huh? It don't matter. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Go fight the fishes for the country. It don't matter. It don't matter. Don't
Especially
matter.
when there's service members benefits that they should be taking advantage of anyway, so they probably shouldn't be getting rejected.
Anything from Navy Federal at all. Shouldn't even be fucking with y'all. By the fact that they're coming to do business with you is a courtesy. Because the loan packages available to American veterans in this country is vast at any financial institution. You don't have to go to one specifically set up for vets to do this. So they really like giving you a family feel when you're doing that. So for them to turn it over like this, and you see it's a turn Benjamin Crump that's been taking on this case against them right now, it really it hits in a different way because you would like to think that things like military service or being a police officer or a doctor, there are certain respectable professions that you like to think as black people kind of gives you a certain maybe a leg up, whether it's real or not. At least that's the thought going in. Like I'm gonna bust my ass. I'm gonna get through all of this training or these years of school, wherever you had to do to get there because this is going to better my situation.
Yep.
Navy Federal says you just another nigga on the block, boy.
Or
Navy or
Hispanic
not,
person.
just another vato on the block. And say,
Yo.
orale vato.
Yeah, no, the whole
Yeah,
thing
te
is
cabrón.
absolutely insane that they're just over 50%.
Over 50%, 52%, man. 52%. It's nuts.
Damn shame.
It's absolutely nuts. I did have a toss up that I wanted to discuss.
Okay.
Don't get too deep. So there was a report done a few weeks ago while the Super Bowl was going on, and it was about traffic on Twitter, what kind of engagement they were getting, people interacting. This report estimated, and hold on to your seats, folks, because
Uh-oh.
this is going to really expand your mind on one of the oldest social media apps, but slowly becoming one of the most toxic, or probably the most toxic. So during the Super Bowl, one of the most heightened socially times, or the most connective times of the year, 76% of the traffic on Twitter was bot driven. It was fake.
I
Didn't come
believe
from
that.
real.
I actually kind of believe that.
You want to know why that blows my mind? Because on a night like the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, the college football playoffs,
All-Star weekend.
the All-Star weekend, the Grammys, the VMAs, the Oscars, these are socially driven times. These are times that you do not have to convince people to get on social media and share shit
Hmm.
or talk about stuff
Yeah.
or seek out other people's opinions online. These are natural breeding grounds for people to want to talk to other people about what's going on. The Super Bowl is the single biggest sporting event in American sports. If 3/4 of the traffic on your app at the time of the Super Bowl is fake, that means throughout the week leading up to the Super Bowl, nothing but fake traffic is going on that app. Go to your Twitter right now. Pick out the 5 people that you know online and offline. Like, you can see this person's avatar, know who he was. You can see him in their real life human body, and you would know who they were. Pick them out. Those are the only 5 people on your Twitter that are real. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Number one, stop. And I mean fucking stop gauging reaction for products and shows and movies off of Twitter scuttlebutt. It's not real. It's not real. I said this 2 years ago before they started doing all these fucking studies, but it is literally, like, quantifiably been proven not to be real, even by its own owner. Elon Musk was arguing that 50, 60% of these accounts on this shit aren't even real people. That's why he would try to back out of buying it. Stop gauging the reaction to your products, to your art, to anything really from Twitter. You know what Twitter is? It is a breeding ground for people to cultivate the sheep. You go onto Twitter to have your mind changed and herded into a box. That's what Twitter is for. It is a psyop. It's a fucking psyop for
That
sure.
is
I just
insane.
can't. I don't even understand how. Well, you know what? I do understand why investors are pulling out and why people are pulling their ads. Because if you're going to be a dick and you're mostly selling my product to computers, why? Why would I spend all this money to advertise on Twitter? Algorithms can't buy Coach bags.
Or movie
It can't
tickets.
buy subscriptions to Disney Plus or movie tickets. So why the fuck would I give a damn what the majority of Twitter users say when the majority of Twitter users are fake? Dollars and cents speak, not Twitter. I got 2 dubs. First one I got is going out to the 2K lawsuit that's going on right now. So there is a mother and a son suing 2K for his VC, for the VC that he bought on the game.
Okay. Okay.
Apparently, the kid got his parents, or his parents bought him a rig, built it, put it together, spent thousands of dollars on it. He starts playing 2K, gets really good. They put a whole bunch of money into him so he can buy VC. Now, if you're a 2K player, or if you're a 2K player, you know that VC does not carry over from game to game,
Correct.
right? Which is trash, which is
Garbage.
almost tantamount to theft in my eyes. But anyways,
I've
they're
hated
suing.
VC from the beginning, so
They're suing them for that, and it really, I really hate it because you're seeing it now kind of spreading to other games where you can't even. It's one thing if you can buy the VC and kind of like skip the workout montage part of the game, where you actually get good and you build your player up.
yep.
That's one thing. It's another thing if you don't even really make it available to do that at all and only make it available to make your player better by buying VC. That's garbage. And then on top of that, you're gonna not let me keep it, like I don't own it. I'm sorry. Whether it's gaming studios trying to convince people to take download only and not being used to not having physical copies or not owning their games, or if it's this bullshit with 2K where they're trying to convince you that you don't want to know what their response was to the lawsuit. VC's not real. It's not a real project. It's a fictional thing. So you're not actually buying anything when you're buying VC.
So then why
Then
am I
fuck
paying you
you.
money?
Yeah, then I'm not buying VC. Do you know how much money that these people buy? Like, if you actually play 2K, the thousands of dollars that you can put into these games, and to not have it carry, like you're taking real money from me, and then the currency equates too. You have a currency conversion to what is not real that you sell and you have a conversion rate for. They are going to get bent over in court.
What does
They're going to
VC
get bent
even
over in
stand
court.
for?
Virtual cash.
I thought it was currency, but still, same
Virtual
thing.
currency. My
Same
bad. Virtual
thing.
currency. Yeah.
Same thing. You tell me that's not
Like,
worth anything?
damn, how is virtual currency not? How are you selling fake virtual currency for real money? The thing that makes it real isn't whether or not what you get from it is tangible or something you can touch.
It's whether or not it
That's
has
not the point.
value.
It's whether or not it has value. Right. The minute you take my dollar from it makes it real. Like the fact that they would even open up their mouth as a legal team and say that out loud makes me furious.
Oh, that's insane.
So I'm going to give a shout out to one of our Twitter followers, or maybe I'm just following her. I don't know. She probably, I don't know. Anyways, someone on our algorithm, we got Miss Tamara Charisse. Tamara Charisse, thank you for this tweet. Thank you for warming my heart on a cold. I don't even know when I like this. February 20th. Was that Wednesday? Wednesday afternoon. Tuesday. It was Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon. Cause boy, first of all, let's start with Tiffany. Let's start with Miss Tiffany and her trip to Israel. I mean, as if you couldn't get any worse or make your situation look any worse than what it already is. But yeah, I'm gonna just take a trip over to Israel so I can learn for myself, so I can see with my own eyes. I guess after she touched down in Tel Aviv, she gonna have a one-on-one sit down with Hamas, and they gonna give her a clear breakdown of all their grievances and why they, you know, why they doing what they doing. It's just this propagandist bullshit is all it is. They pay American celebrities, especially black ones, to come over, not here, but go over to Israel and try, hey, ain't nothing going on. I ain't hear no bombs. Yeah, I'm over here to find me an Israeli man to get me pregnant. She loved to go
Oh
places to find
no.
men to get her pregnant that aren't black men. Because that's her thing. So yeah, she's a fucking goofball altogether. Like I didn't really expect any more than this from her, to be honest with you. But the tweet is golden for me because so many people don't know this, that Israel in those illegal settlements that they're setting up in Palestine,
Mhm.
right? The state of Israel doesn't have any restrictions over past criminal convictions, and that does not, and that includes sexual convictions.
Mm.
A large contingency of American convicted sexual predators that migrate to Israel behind the American birthright trip thing that you get for free if you're of Jewish descent here in America, the reparation.
Mhm.
You can get a free birthright trip to go over to Israel, right? Once you get over to Israel, the IDF will literally help you go steal some land from somebody and build a house,
That's
or just take
insane.
it, or just take the house that exists.
Nope, that's insane.
So let's connect all the dots here, just like Miss Charisse did. The American government is funding American convicted pedophiles to go to Israel and to, in tandem, displace and steal land and homes from from Palestinian people. It's just one big conveyor belt from American dollar to IDF gun.
So she know what she doing.
And she right in the middle of it. She love it. Or even better, even better, she has no fucking clue, nor does she have an inclination to find out. She's just going to Israel to find a man. Because
it's not even a
they
good
made
joke.
her stop touching children over here. She got to stop touching kids over here, but she's good to go in Israel.
Yo.
And she can find a man to accept her, like Ari Spears.
Good Lord. It's not even a good joke. And she
Shout out
says
to
it all the
Miss
time.
Trinidad. Shout out to Miss Trinidad, Smooth
Yes.
Baby Thigh. That is a crazy name. Miss Trinidad, Smooth Baby Thigh.
There's more to it, I think. Why is there a ...
Long ass Twitter. Miss Trinidad, Smooth Baby Thigh.
Is that all it is? I'm clicking it. Oh no, that's all it is. Okay. All right.
Smooth Baby Thigh.
Well, shout out to you. Hopefully you got some followers off of that.
She might be killing us, bro. You don't know.
Still, she can get some more followers.
Sure. Yeah. No, y'all follow up.
Yeah,
follow up.
she's definitely killing us. But anyway.
That's it. That's it for me.
That's it?
Yep.
All right. So the reason I have Club Shay Shay up here is because Mr.
Start
Club
calling him Club Soft.
Mr. Club Shay Shay has had a lot of hit podcast episodes in a row, right? And, he's got Johnny Manziel's the most recent one. He's had obviously hits with Cat Williams and Monique and Desi Banks and so many others, right? Mm-hmm. Good on him. That's great. Obviously, he already has 2.9 million subscribers. And it seems to me that this is starting a trend amongst the sportscaster world because there's a new podcast coming around. Now, before I get into what the podcast is, I want to note that my dad was the one that pointed that I should give this a dub. Okay?
Oh, boy.
This probably deserves a Horny Police intro.
Oh, boy.
Joy Taylor and Taylor Rooks.
I did see this.
Have come together to make a podcast that I myself will tune into weekly, regardless of who the guest is. I just want to point that out. Yeah. Yes, I just called out my dad for the exact same reason, but fuck it. Yeah. I'm watching the Two Personal podcast or listening to it.
I don't have much faith. I'm sure they'll get, plenty of high-profile male basketball players in on the show. I'm positive.
Especially John Morant.
I have never really enjoyed Joy Taylor. She's a good personality. She's a good analyst. I've never really enjoyed her journalistic approach. She's not a very deep digger unless it has something to do with women or a team that she likes. You know what I mean? Like she's kind of biased in the way that she applies her logic. She will shut her brain down for people that she likes or if it's a woman involved, but then if it's a man she don't like or a team she don't like, she's digging to hell or come home high water, regardless of the evidence that's there. I just don't like her nose journalistically. I don't like where it leads her most of the time. Taylor Rooks, I really haven't seen her do too much journalism other than, the sparing interview here or there. I don't know if she's like a real journalist. But
she does more so interviews, so then you just get
so
facts
like
out of it as opposed to opinions. Yeah. So
I just don't know. Like at least on Shay Shay's side, there is a certain aspect of at least he's attempting to do a bit of journalism. He doesn't always do it well. He doesn't do follow-up questions very well, but he's at least digging into things that aren't commonly talked about in these people's lives. I don't see Joy Taylor or Taylor Rooks doing that to any NBA player.
Interesting that you say that she is not a deep digger, and that's perfectly fine that you say that she's not a deep digger because when it comes to Joy Taylor, I will do the deep digging.
Oh boy. I think we need to move on.
The Two Personal podcast. Let me just show you a couple of the reasons as to why I will be watching every
they already
week.
Know. They know the reasons.
Oh, every week. Good Lord. Okay. Anyways, on to my next dub. Blue Mountain State sequel series with Alan Richardson, with Thad Castle, is being shopped. Now, my question is, what is this going to be about? Is Thad Castle going to be the new coach, maybe? and then we kind of go from there. I don't know. There's some room for some good. There's some potential room for some bad. And if I remember correctly, I saw the movie. The movie wasn't that good, but the show was amazing. And so I'm here
Feel like
for a sequel.
Paramount needs to pick this up, right? Paramount at one point was Spike TV, or Spike TV turned into Paramount.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
Paramount, easy.
The likely destinations are said to be Amazon, where Richton headlines Reacher, and Netflix, where Blue Mountain State found new audience with the 3-season run that they got from Spike.
Damn, Paramount, you gonna let it slide out like that?
You know
That's
who should
crazy.
be in the running, and we'll talk about this a little later, is WB, HBO Max.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how well this is or isn't gonna do. I wasn't a Blue Mountain State fan, but I feel like if your thing is, oh, we're the number one storytellers in the industry, I don't think we start with Blue Mountain State. You know what I mean? I just don't think that's a good starting block.
That's fair. No, that's fair. That's fair. All right, back to college football information. So we got some news as it pertains to the college football 25 video game. Now, these are all rumors, but I'll be excited to see what actually comes out of this list. So here's a list of things. Real coaches won't be in the game, at least for the first installment. Apparently, maybe they didn't reach a deal with the coaches.
Yeah, you know why? Because there wasn't a fucking Power 5 coach in all of the country who said, yes, please give me my $600 in a free game.
I knew you were going to say that. That's fair. That's fair. They're going to have to reach a deal when it comes to the coaches. So they clearly didn't say that.
As soon as one of the if Bryce Underwood, if well, no, all of your guys is signed up, dummies.
Not all of them.
Caleb Downs and Juggins signed up. Well, the ones who have the power to change this shit is got to be a star who has the balls to say, screw you, you can afford to pay me more than $600. And it shouldn't be a one-time payment either. You shouldn't walk into a college freshman, pay him $600 one time, and then have the right to recreate him for 4 years. It should be an annual payment every time a new game is released. Every time you release a new roster,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Get paid. If you're releasing alternate jerseys, if you're releasing new skins or something like that, anything in addition that quantifies my likeness, you should have to pay me. So this $600 in a game bullshit that they playing is going to have this game get fucked up at some point. I'm telling you.
Maybe.
Because these are college students. These are college students who are taking economics. Okay? They taking economics 101 and within their first couple of semesters.
Are they really taking the class though?
It's not going to take very long for somebody. Northwestern tried to unionize 2 or 3 years ago. Nobody paid them attention because it was Northwestern. Right. They already tried to do this. So now you introduce this game is going to be more popular than any game has been in the last, any sports game has been in the last decade. And I'm putting my foot on it right now and I'm claiming it.
Okay.
Right? When they see that, and then they look at the $600 that was spent 9 months ago when they got the damn game, somebody's going to feel a little bit sour about that. It ain't going to take very long. It's not going to take very long at all. As a matter of fact, they've already had to start negotiating better deals for some of the higher paid players already. So now, if I'm Joe Blow on Tennessee and I'm pegged to be starting next season, you think I'm going to let you pay this senior $5,000 while you give me $600? No, I'm going to be the matter of fact, when the game comes out, this dude's probably going to graduate and I'm going to be the guy on the game anyways. So why the hell would you give him $5,000 and not give me $6,000? They're entering into a realm that they haven't been in ever before, and they're starting poorly.
But say nobody agrees to it, right? Obviously, you're not able to create a player who chooses to not be in the game.
If no one agrees to it, then the game doesn't come out. Because then you don't have the right to
recreate. Okay, so what I'm saying is after this year, because it seems like a lot of people are already taking the $600 this year, right? So after this year, they say, nah, fuck that. We don't want the $600 no more. We want to negotiate for a new deal, right? If the game is already good as is.
If you see a Power 5 starter on the list, like Hayes Fawcett was putting out all the guys who were committed to the game.
Uh-huh.
Those guys got more than $600, man. Stop playing with me.
Oh well, I mean, I
Stop
can't
playing with me.
report to that.
Will Johnson
I'm not
signed
saying
an
it's
NIL deal
wrong.
with him. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's commerce. Will Johnson signed an NIL deal with him, so he's getting more than $600 in a fucking game. But again, if I'm a player who is also giving up their likeness for that game, buddy, we're gonna have to work out like a paying scale, something other than, hey, you get 600 and you come and talk to me in the back room and we'll work something out. Fuck no.
Maybe. I mean,
It's not
I see where
sustainable.
you're right. I see also where some of these kids are getting paid nothing. So
Well,
the
no.
third string left tackle isn't getting paid anything.
$600 is the floor, which is, I guess, okay.
I'm sorry. No, not for the
You
game.
need to
Not for the
raise that
game.
floor.
Not for the game. I mean, in NIL, period.
Yeah, but that's separate. Like, EA doesn't have a responsibility to make sure that these players get NIL money. They have a responsibility to make sure they compensate them for what they're taking from them. If the third string center isn't getting a check from any of the local businesses around his university, that's not EA's problem. But you did use his name, his number, and his measurements in this game, just like you used the starting quarterbacks. In that way, neither one is more valuable than the other. Like, his attributes aren't more special than yours as a center on a video game. So it gets very hard. Let me just put it very plainly. A lawsuit's coming. If they continue to go with that frame of payment, it's very easy to see how a lawsuit could be brought, because you don't really have a strong argument saying, well, the likeness or the measurables or the name, as it relates to a video game, is more, it's worth more from a quarterback than it is from an offensive lineman.
But I guess my point was that third string right tackle isn't getting paid anything anywhere else, and so $600 in a free game.
Be happy with it, $600.
No, not necessarily, but he might be more willing to take it than maybe the backup running back who's about to go into the next season as the starter, and he might be like, "Oh no, I need to get paid more." Right? There's different players, I think.
Sure. And that's where the union comes in to play. You have to centralize everybody's thoughts and what everybody wants out of the situation. If everybody wants a higher floor for what you're able to earn as a college athlete on a video game, then everybody coalesces together.
Yeah.
This isn't about, well, I'm making 5,000, so I don't care about dude that making 600. Or if you dude that's making 600, like, I ain't making NIL money anywhere else, I better just be happy that I'm getting it from here. Thinking like that is going to keep you exactly where you at right now.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
And I don't see it lasting like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because even look at how college football is now. The second string right tackle was a 5-star. He thinks he should be starting. He thinks he's one of the 5 best offensive linemen on the team. And he probably about to transfer to another team to go prove it. So, like, they're not going to allow you to tell them that they're the low man on the totem pole. They're not doing that in college football anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
Except for Michigan, where we win championships. But other than that, no one is low man on the totem pole. These guys are walking on the campus the man day one. They got pockets full of money. They get to choose their jersey numbers, and then they get first opportunity to start most of the time too. So
well, that's the 5-star. What about the preferred walk-on?
In a collective, in a union, the walk-on means as much as the 5-star.
And that's fair.
Anything outside of that context is going to be lost.
That's fair. That's fair. If you want to demand more, that is the way that you do it. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. But the game is also going to have NIL and transfer portal, which we all expected. Only FBS teams will be in the first installment of the game, but maybe they're working out a deal to get FCS teams in it as well. The game will be completely different than Madden, even though it's ran on the same performance system, which I like because according to Felix, I keep throwing picks, and so this is a great way for me to not throw picks in the game.
Was that an actual, like, real life recording of you throwing an interception playing?
No.
Oh, that would have been so sweet.
No. I have been 4-0 in Madden since that tweet. But anyway, the playoffs and realignment will also be customizable, which is nice because if you want a 12-team playoff, you can have it. If you want a 4-team playoff, you can have it. Completely customizable. So I like that. So
4 is where real men played. This 12-team shit.
Well, I mean,
Anyways.
we're all gonna have to play the 12-team shit. So
Yeah, the four. If you won during the 4 team era, you know it's just a little different. You feel me?
oh,
It's
I
just
agree.
different.
That's why we were the first ones to do it. Anyway,
It's different. And we were the last,
okay, all right, all right.
latest and the greatest,
Okay, I don't know about greatest. You were the latest, but
and
anyway.
greatest.
Uh,
We got the most national championships in the Big Ten. We gotta talk about one more thing, man. There
are
was
we
another Usher moment. Did you
okay? We
see
are talking
the
about that. I did
oh
almost forget
girl?
about that. I did. I
Yeah,
did.
man, that was cringy. It was
What
cringy.
is bro's name?
Oma Lay,
Lay.
Oma Lay.
Yep. Boom.
Ooh, that was cringy.
Very cringy.
See, first of all, I think this is why couples should stop going to concerts together
That's a
because
fact.
nothing good comes of it.
That is insane.
Yo,
Then
wow.
that then
And you know what's crazy though? He not really even doing much back there behind the
oh shit.
when their shadows are showing. Like there was an angle of them from the side of the stage, so you can actually see what was going on back there.
Yeah.
It wasn't a whole lot of like it seemed from the shadows. It didn't go down exactly like that. But man, God
Still.
bless this brother, man. It don't even be so bad, like if people don't make it that bad after the fact.
Yeah.
But it just explodes on the internet. It's almost to the point where like I would like to see male performers stop doing that. Cause like y'all know now at this point, like y'all know what it is. It may have been something different at some point. You may wait around for it to become that again. That's not what it is now. It is a open invitation for that man to be ceremonially embarrassed all over the interwaves.
You know,
You know
here's
what I
my
mean?
question though.
You don't need that.
Usher clearly played a part in the Kiki situation, but I felt like at some level Kiki was more to blame. Well, not even more to blame. There, it was almost equal. Whereas this situation, yeah, he brought her on stage, but she started wilding the second she got behind that sheet.
She crying, she doing all of this shit, ran over to wait for the security. The security wasn't even over ready to let you out yet, and you couldn't get away from your man fast enough.
Facts.
You should have been like, "Can my man come with me? Can he come? Can he come too?"
No, bitch. Hell no.
Like,
Fuck no.
she seen that the performer was telling her to come on stage, and she forgot her relationship completely.
She
Like
did.
her relationship went out the window.
And the second the sheet
She's
went
a
up,
very,
she was ready to go.
but she did make an apology video that I didn't watch all the way through, and it sounds like she's made an apology to him. So maybe they're not broken up or anything
I
like
think the
that.
apology video came after she tried to get Kai to pay her to come on to his stream. And then, yes, like he asked her to come on to like explain her side of the story, and then she was like,
And she was
"Well,
like, "You gonna pay me?"
I need to be compensated for my appearance." It's just like, bitch, people are gonna forget about this in less than a week. Why do you think you're about to get paid?
Yeah, okay. That makes me feel worse about the apology now because the apology would have been amplified much higher
Well, and then
if you really meant to
that's a fact.
apologize to the world
That's
for
a fact.
your man.
And
Now
then
it makes me feel weird about the apology.
on top of that, so when she said that shit, Kai instead had the guy on, and then they did like a 20 versus 1, and he supposedly found a girl. I guess I didn't watch it, but that's what he decided to do instead of having that
Oh,
girl
did
on.
they get broken? Did they break up then? Maybe if he out there. Well,
Supposedly,
no, that was probably his get back. That was probably his get
I
back.
think from what I heard, they were only dating for less than a year. I think so.
I mean,
It doesn't
what does
really
that
matter.
mean?
It's still
Less than a year
disrespect.
could be a couple of months.
Still
That could
disrespect.
be 9 months.
Yeah, no, I think that whole situation is still disrespectful. No matter if you were on the first date or you married.
Yeah, I mean,
That's still wild to do. So,
is.
yeah, no, we did have to talk about
Just
that. So
some
shout out to
advice to our female viewership. There's nothing less attractive from a potential partner or just a woman in general than instantly turning into a groupie for somebody who got some status or some money. That is an instant turn off.
facts.
Like sometimes even if they're doing it towards you, it is an instant turn off. When you go too easily, sometimes you don't get got.
Can I put an amendment on that?
Go ahead.
Because it seems that as of recently, guys are doing the same fucking thing. So, hey, guys, stop being groupies to niggas who are much more successful to you than you. Just stop being groupies in general. I'm sure that's very attractive for women as well. But it's super weird as a guy seeing other guys fan out over Lil Baby. Oh my God, it's Lil Baby. Come here, let me. Like, come on, chill out, relax.